All right, hi Aggies, it's time for Thursday Thoughts with Chancellor May and LeShelle, and we're here in the courtyard of the Chancellor's residence. Hope everybody had a happy spring break and back to normal here at the university. We're ready to take your questions. You should rethink your position. No, I don't think anybody, I didn't set out early in life saying one day I want to be a chancellor or president. It's just sort of happened. It was a natural progression and evolution of my career. But I will say that if you kind of have that on the horizon, there's a few things you have to do. One is you have to get a PhD, and you have to be a noteworthy scholar in your field, for some period of time. You have to be promoted up the chain as an assistant professor, associate professor, full professor. I always tell people, never get into academic leadership before you're fully promoted, because you can put a ceiling on your career if you don't. And then, you have to try to stretch yourself. You have to think about things beyond your own teaching and your own research as a professor, because my job is mostly, it's fundraising, it's external events, it's representing the university before the regents and the legislature, it's media, there are things that you're not really trained to do, like manage a pandemic. But I would say that if you're thinking along those lines, obviously get the education piece, and think about some leadership opportunities. There are various really good leadership programs you could consider, and make sure you get a good mentor to help you through the whole process.
Can you do Chancellor for the Day? Don't you have a Chancellor for the Day?
That's a very good thought. So we have our leadership job shadow program. So please, when we start it back up again, when we're back in person, come and shadow me for a day. You can see what it's really like.
And then they may want to change their mind, right?
I'm sure they will. So I posted on Facebook, I was flipping channels and Creed came on, and I was watching Creed. It's one of my favorite movies. It's not the best movie, it's a very good movie is what I said. And I think the reason why it appeals to me is not the boxing, first of all, because movie boxing is actually pretty terrible. And you don't like boxing because it's barbaric.
It's barbaric. I can't watch boxing.
But you like Sylvester Stallone, he's one of your crushes.
I did like him, but I couldn't watch the boxing.
Yeah, he's a little old now, but yeah. Anyway. But Michael B. Jordan, though.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So it's an identity movie, right? Adonis Creed was born outside of wedlock, son of Apollo Creed, and he has this whole internal struggle about whether he's a Creed or not. And that's really what makes the movie interesting to me. And, there's parts of the fight, he gets knocked down and he gets up at the count of 9 just as he thinks about his father. And that's powerful. And then at the end of the fight, a really powerful moment, he's being interviewed, and the guy asks him, what would you say to your father if he was alive? He says, I tell him I love him, I tell him I know he didn't mean to leave me, and I'm proud to be a Creed.
Oh, I guess you have to be a guy.
Yeah, so every time I see it, my dad.
Because Pretty Woman is so much more deep to that. It's so much deeper than that.
No, I think about my dad every time I see that little piece.
So
I tell him I love him. I'd say the same to my dad. I know he didn't leave me on purpose. I'm proud to be a May. If you have a father-son relationship, you can really identify with that. And my father has also passed, so every time I see that scene, I get emotional. But you're not supposed to know that. So. Yeah, all indications are that we will be able to have gatherings by fall. Just this week, the governor has announced that by June 15th, California is lifting all COVID restrictions. So assuming that continues and we don't have a relapse or something like that, I expect that the university will be pretty much back to normal. We may have masks on, that's unclear at this point. I suspect we will have masks on. Yeah. But we had a football game where we had fans last weekend. So I suspect we're trending toward being able to gather in person. For us to get to that point, we still have to stay masked, socially distant, stay vigilant, and get tested every week, and keep doing that stuff that's gotten us to this point thus far, so that we can get to June 15th and really feel good about being free. Mm-hmm. What are you best known for?
Oh, for my dancing, by far.
You really think so?
Yeah, like when we go on vacation and stuff with our friends, they know that I will start dancing.
But do your friends say, wow, LeShelle's such a good dancer, I want to
Yes,
see her
they
dance?
do. They do know that about me, yes.
Oh. Well, I would say for me, it's
not dancing.
No, it's probably it'd have to be my rapier-like wit.
I.e., right now. That's a good one.
Yeah. Well, not you, because I thought when we were dating, I thought she was laughing because I was so clever and witty, but she laughs at everything, so it's not.
I do. Now people would say that about me, that I just smile and laugh a lot.
No, but we like to have fun. I like to joke. I'd say my friends probably would say that about me. They'd probably say a lot of other things about me that I don't want to share. But
Well, you're pretty quiet. I'd say most people would say you're quiet, and when you talk, people listen.
no,
And that's whatever you say is it's
that's
probably
good.
very funny.
I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
When
But
he talks,
when we're
people listen.
with our friends, there's no doubt some dancing will be involved.
one of
Yes.
us will dance, the other will watch. All right. Well, that's Thursday Thoughts for this week, Aggie. So good to be with you. Stay healthy and stay safe, and go
Go
Ags.
Ags.